Okay, guys. We're ready. I'm not.
I know, I'm like, kind of.
We're on a hike, an overnight hike. And I have people with me. No drones? How are we supposed to take cool drone photography? Luckily, I actually looked that up yesterday, and so we didn't bring our drones. Look at that hornet's nest. Woo! We're already getting creepy crawlies. So our first destination tonight is Dollar Lake. That's where we're gonna set up camp, and hopefully all goes well. Skies are a little ominous right now, and my back already hates me, but we're gonna make it. So this is my first true backpacking trip. I think it's Summers as well back there. And I believe it's Mike's first backpacking trip. It's not Alberto's. So he's making fun of us because I think we all brought way too much gear. And our packs are heavy and Alberto's is super light.
It's about 760.
But yeah, and I think my shoulders are gonna hate me after this weekend because I can already feel it in it. And I tried to pack according to the way the website said, and I'm still feeling it, so that kind of sucks. All right, we're getting lucky that we don't have a lot of rain yet. I don't want to jinx us, but we only had a light sprinkle. And the other cool thing is we have the cloud coverage, so it's not super hot. But I'm just praying that we don't get a storm. Got Summer back here.
Hello.
She's making her way. Got Alberto up front and Mike and his son, and we're all just trekking along.
Hey, do you think the summit scramble is like this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, don't worry now. You just stay in the present, forget about the future. That's the best way to failure, man.
That's the best advice.
Yeah.
Don't live in the past down the trail. Don't think about the future.
Yeah, don't think about the future. You feel the present now.
There we go. Live in the present. How are you feeling?
I'm alright.
You're all right?
Yeah.
What would you recommend to people if they wanted to come hike Kings Peak so far?
Hike a lot beforehand.
Oh, prepare?
Yes, absolutely.
Doing a little bit of a break. Heart rates are like through the roof. Where'd my walking stick go?
No. Where the, oh, right there.
Don't lose your stuff, kids. All right, we're on the move again. We just got done with a break that was much needed. And we're now moving. It was raining, it was chillier, and now it's getting hot again. And I can tell you, my pinky toes hurt, my shoulders are gonna hate me come tomorrow. They hate me right now, but we're making our way there slowly. If you're gonna do Kings Peak, I highly recommend you do a bunch of vest training. Like go hike some short trips, mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, and get like a 30-pound vest and put it on. Because that's about the weight of our packs right now. Well, at least mine. I think mine was what, 23 pounds?
Yeah.
Without water. I just literally drank most of my water so I could get rid of some poundage, because we got streams and lakes up here everywhere, and we got a water filter we can use to drink that water safely, but water just weighs so damn much. Anyways, we've come across some moose and we're moving slowly but surely closer and closer to our first destination, which is Dollar Lake to camp. And I will tell you, I cannot freaking wait to get there. Like, this is not a hard hike in elevation, but the amount of weight you have, I'm like over it already. This is the fork, huh?
I was doing like half steps the whole way up. Because as soon as I took a full step, my heart rate shot right up.
But I tell you why, because he was listening some kind of rock
Oh,
stuff.
music.
And he started like a tan, tan, tan. I was falling behind him. I cannot believe this. I'm getting off. What's going on? And then he stopped. I think I had to lower my head right there.
That's hilarious.
It was like a, you know,
You got some rocks in there.
what is that song about climbing a mountain? What
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it? There's this sign.
You heard of the group Augustana?
Yes.
Yeah, I was listening to Augustana.
Then he got inspired, man. And
That's funny. I didn't bring any music. That'd have been nice.
I needed it for that section.
Yeah, there's some sections where I'm like, this is so easy, like, but with the weight in the pack and all that, it's like, no, this ain't easy at all.
And then there's no breeze.
Oh yeah.
And it's so rocky, you like have to really pay attention.
I hurt my knee.
Oh, you did? Did you fall?
I didn't fall, but when I came down on a rock,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
so
I did.
This is true wild wilderness. We are in the high Uintas, and civilization hasn't really touched this place. how pretty that is. Woo. Some cross, some Padres need to come across. You did it! So right now, we are in a tent, hiding because we got rained on. And we got rained on really good. There's water in the tent that we're trying to try and get out and dry this puppy out before it gets too dark and too cold, because I'm sure it's going to get down to freezing tonight or close to there. And we don't want to be hypothermic, and I'm soaked, so I'm going to try and dry off. Yeah. But luckily it sounds like the rain's letting up. The ponchos, I think we can hang those outside the tent and get them dried off. We can use some of those cleaning wipes and clean up in here, and then just bury them, I guess.
Bury them.
Or I'll just put them in a bag and bring them down with us, but it's rainy as shit. It's no fun right now. That's King's Peak out there. And we are not summiting because we're all highly beat. That rainstorm that came in last night kicked all of our asses. All of our stuff got wet and everyone just kind of wants to get out of here and go home. But it was a fun adventure, although halfway through the night I just wanted to get out of my tent and run down to the car and go home and just leave all my stuff on the mountain. But it's beautiful up here this morning. All right, we just passed the Henry Fork Trailhead where you have to cross the river. So we got about 5 miles left to get out of here. And luckily, we've been pretty blessed with good weather. The only wildlife we've encountered up here is moose. No bear, no deer. I've seen some chipmunks. It is currently 11:05 as we make our way out of here. That's about the time we started. When did we start? Yeah. So we started at 11:30 and didn't finish till 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's when we got caught in that rain, which I thought I was gonna die. Made my peace with God and all that up there. And now, lessons learned. Let's talk about some lessons learned on this backpacking excursion. Lesson 1. Make sure your pack is properly fitted before you start. I didn't do that in the first 2 miles, really killed my shoulders. Now, I've learned how to properly adjust it while on the trail, and I get fatigued from the weight, but I don't get pain like I was getting. Lesson number 2, take all your stuff with you. Huh?
Invest in lightweight gear.
Invest in lightweight gear. That's lesson number 3, which we thought we had lightweight gear, but it's still pretty heavy. I think my pack leaving was about 23 pounds. Summer's was about 20, 22, somewhere around there. So we're about the same. That's one good thing, is if you're hiking with someone else, you can share the weight load on like food, water, tent, stuff like that. And last lesson is, no matter what the sky looks like, you don't know how fast it's going to change. And you will go from light rain, heavy rain, no rain, all in the span of an hour. Make sure in that time that you have your poncho easily accessible, because you need to be taking it on and off, because one, you don't want to get wet up here, because getting wet screws you. That's part of the reason we didn't make Kings Peak, because all of our gear got soaked trying to set it up in the storm. And that's a lesson, that's a bonus lesson I'm going to get to in a second. But that being said, stay as dry as possible, but then take your damn ponchos off when the sun's out, because you will exert a lot of sweat, because your body heat doesn't escape through those things. Don't set up in the rain. We made that mistake, and we weren't the only ones. There was a lot of people on the trail that just started setting up as the rain was coming down, and it was light at first, but then it got heavier and heavier, and that's when just our stuff got utterly soaked. And nothing got ruined, thankfully, but everything got wet. And to get that clean and dry is almost impossible, because up there at Kings Peak, the temperature probably didn't get above 38, 40 degrees. And it's the moisture and the dampness up there is pretty bad. So we, yeah. And it wasn't till right about now on this part of the trail that I started to feel dry again. So don't set up in the rain. Get in a poncho, find some cover, and wait for the storm to move through, because as fast as they come, that's as fast as they go out too, is what it seems like. Although last night it rained almost all night, but the bad part of the rain stopped. And when we were in our tent, man, our tent was a mess. You guys seen that earlier, but it was muddy, wet. I was soaked, Summer was soaked. Summer's trying to tell me everything's gonna be okay, and my pessimistic brain is like, we're gonna die of hypothermia up here. And we survived though, but it wasn't fun up there at that time. But even looking back at it, it's the hard shit you make it through that kind of teaches you lessons, things of that nature. So learn from our mistake. Other than that, we're just making good time getting out of here. So check back in with you guys if something else crazy comes about. How's it going? Good, you? Good. Well, we made it out. We are out of the high Uinta Wilderness, and we are on our way to our vehicle. We're gonna go sign out at the trailhead and call that a successful hike, even though we didn't make it to our destination. Can barely talk because I'm so tired. But we didn't make it to our destination. That's fine. The trail humbled everyone in the group, and I think next year we'll try and do it again. Probably add another day in, and hopefully don't get hit by weather. But we're gonna sign out now and get out of here.